Hey, Newcastle fans, is the Tonali saga getting a brand new chapter? The Italian media are back at it again, and some are even saying the star could leave Newcastle this transfer window. But hold on, we're going to break down exactly what's behind those headlines, and you'll see why there's a lot of speculation and very little truth. Stick around till the end, because what Pjanic said has really got everyone thinking. But first, just a quick word. Remember those Chelsea fans who said this channel wouldn't grow because our fan base is too small? Well, they are starting to quiet down because our numbers are going UP. So let's keep pushing. If you love Newcastle and want to shut them up for good, hit that subscribe button right now. It's totally free, but it sends a big message. Let's hit 1,000 subs together and show them what the Black and White Army is all about. Now, back to the story. Over the last few days, the Italian press has been putting Sandro Tonali back in the spotlight. And this time, it was former midfielder Miralem Pjanic who added fuel to the fire, openly calling for Juventus to sign Tonali this window. And of course, that was all it took for the Italian media to kick off yet another wave of rumors around our number 8 possibly leaving Newcastle. Now let's talk about the moment that blew up in Italy. It all started with an interview given by ex-Juventus midfielder Miralem Pjanic to Gazzetta dello Sport, one of the biggest newspapers in Italy. And that's where he dropped the bombshell quote. "I would sign Tonali. Someone like him is worth the effort. He's Italian, has huge potential, won with Milan, kept improving in England. He's humble, strong, and has a touch of class. He's exactly what Juventus need." And just like that, boom. The next day, headlines exploded across the Italian press. A flood of speculation. Tonali could return to Serie A. Juventus planning move for Tonali. Newcastle could lose midfield star. It's always the same. As soon as a known figure in Italy mentions a player doing well in the Premier League, the rumor machine kicks in. But now the big question is there actually any truth in all this? Or is it just another attempt from the Italian media to mess with a player's head, and ours as Newcastle fans? We'll get to that in a moment. But first, let's take a look at how Tonali himself feels about being at Newcastle. Magpies fans are getting more and more frustrated with this kind of nonsense. Since he joined, Tonali's been linked with Milan, Inter, Juventus, always based on loose comments or pure speculation from the Italian press. And even after his 10-month suspension, something that could have pushed him away from the club, Newcastle stood by him. They treated him with respect and backed him fully for 2025. The fans have noticed that, and they are running out of patience with how the Italian media continues to disrespect the project we're building here. But here comes the most important part, because in the middle of all this noise, what really matters is how Tonali himself feels, right? And the answer came straight from the source. At the end of last season, Tonali gave an exclusive interview to the Italian press, and he didn't hold back. He was honest, direct, and surprised a lot of people. Here's what he said. "I'm happy where I am now. I've found people who care about me, and I care about them. I don't want to break any of the bonds I built." That says it all. Despite everything that's been written in the media, he feels good at Newcastle. And we're not just talking about football. He's talking about the atmosphere, the support from the club, his teammates, and, most of all, the fans. Tonali even admitted that, sometimes he misses Italy. It's a country where he was born, raised, and built his career. But he also said that those feelings go away every time he joins up with the Italian national team. That tells you something big. He's already built a new home here in Tyneside, a place where he feels welcome, valued, and where he sees a bright future ahead. So, up to this point, there's zero sign that Tonali wants to leave. No mixed messages. No weird behavior. No desire to force a move. And more importantly, Newcastle don't want to lose him either. Quite the opposite. The board believes in his potential and sees him as a key player for the future. Even manager Eddie Howe has made it clear how much he trusts Tonali. He's everything we hoped for and more. A versatile, multi-talented player who can perform in several midfield roles. And let's not forget, Tonali played a huge role in transforming our midfield at the end of last season, helping us win the Carabao Cup and qualify for the next Champions League. So when the media tries to stir things up, just remember this. We've got a player who's committed, trusted, and already part of the Newcastle family. The rumors might make noise, but the truth is much quieter and far more powerful. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you believe Toon Army is staying for the long term? And if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, and join the Black and White Army. We're just getting started. Now, of course, we got to consider the big what if. So let's do a little imagination exercise here. What if Toon Army actually decided to leave Newcastle right now? Well, the truth is, the impact would be massive. And no, we're not exaggerating. First of all, the club will be losing its main playmaker in midfield. Toon Army is that type of player who doesn't always stand out on the stat sheet, but who organizes a game, sets the tempo, and brings balance to the whole team. His absence would be felt instantly, both going forward and defending. On top of that, Newcastle would need to go out and find a top-quality replacement on the market. And let's be honest, that's not easy. Or quick. Players like Toon Army don't come around every day. Especially now, with the kind of high standards the club has been setting in recent years. And it doesn't stop there. Depending on who came in to take his place, Eddie Howe might even need to rethink parts of his tactical system. The manager has been building a style of play that relies on a midfielder with intelligence, intensity, and build-up ability, which is exactly what Toon Army brings. Without him, a lot of things would need adjusting. In other words, if he left now, it wouldn't just create a hole in the squad, it could affect the team's entire planning. But, and here's the crucial point, there's absolutely nothing to suggest that this is going to happen. No signs from the board, no official bids, no public statements from the player, nothing. So, for now, all this talk about a possible exit is pure speculation. And what's crystal clear is that both Toon Army and the club are committed to the project. And let's not forget, this project is just getting started. But then comes the million-pound question. Why is the Italian media pushing these rumors so hard? Why do headlines about Toon Army leaving keep popping up, even though there's no sign of any issues from the player or the club? The answer is both simple and deeper than it looks. Toon Army is young, talented, Italian, and is shining outside Italy. And for a part of the Italian media, that's still hard to swallow. There's this lingering belief that top Italian players should stay in Serie A, that they belong at home, building careers at clubs like Juventus, Milan, Inter, or Roma. So, when someone like Toon Army dares to leave Italy and, even worse, does well abroad, a section of the media just can't accept it. And that's when the pressure starts. The rumors, the bring him home narrative, full of made-up stories that often have no solid source behind them. And of course, there's also the money factor. Talking about Toon Army's return means clicks. It boosts engagement, sells papers, generates buzz on social media. It's the kind of easy headline that gets Italian fans emotional. Star returns home. Toon Army to Juventus. Huge bid incoming. But modern football doesn't work like that. Decisions today aren't based on nostalgia or patriotism. They are based on long-term plans, solid projects, and smart decisions. And Toon Army is clearly part of one of those projects right now, right here in Tyneside. So basically, these rumors say more about what the media wants than what's actually going on. Because so far, all we've got is talk. No facts, no proof, no reason to panic. So, Toon fans, you can breathe easy. No matter what the headlines say, Toon Army is focused on Newcastle. The club believes in him, and there's no real interest from Juventus or anyone else to pull him away from St. James Park right now. Of course, these kinds of stories probably won't stop anytime soon. But what about you? What do you make of all this? Is the Italian media crossing the line? Should Newcastle respond officially? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're enjoying this kind of content, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Because here, we've got fresh Newcastle news every single day.